Oh, what a day. What a lovely day. Hello and welcome to my Mad Max edition of Warhammer 40,000 First Strike box set. It's quite a small package, smaller than I expected, but then again I think it only has about 12 models in, something like that. So let's have a look. Someone mentioned that I should use a bigger knife in my unboxing video, so yeah, I think I will. So one of these sets will set you back, I think one of these sets sets you back about £25 or so. Here it is. And they've got this new thing that I haven't seen before on the packaging that says easy to build. I don't think Games Workshop miniatures are difficult to build. I mean, I've never really heard many people say, oh, that Space Marine was really difficult to build. I wish there was a way where I could just, you know, build it easily. Plenty of people say, oh, that model was such a pain to paint. It took me ages, but there we go. So this is the small little box you get. It is tiny. I mean, it's what, two hands worth, if that is a universal measurement. But this is what you get. You get, I think the box is the scenery, but you get 6 Potswalkers, 3 Death Guard Marines, 3 Primaris Intercessors, and 3 Reavers. You also get introductory and core rule booklets, range ruler, dice, and a little double-sided gaming mat as well. One thing I will say is, if you haven't already, I know I keep bringing this up, if you haven't already followed me on Instagram, I highly suggest you do, because I put photos and pictures of my army and news updates and things like that on there. That's my sort of big chosen medium. I also put like first pictures of like the White Dwarf and this and all the rest of it, and my username on that is just super_Saiyan, pretty much the same as my YouTube channel name. Also, I'd like to just take this moment before I unbox it to thank everyone who's entered into the competition. If you didn't know already, I've got a 15,000 subscriber competition running where you can win the main Dark Imperium Warhammer 40,000 game set that has the big rule book in it and everything like that. I think it's worth £95. All you have to do is just type in Dark Imperium in that video and share it and like the video, and then you're in for a chance. But I feel very humbled with all of your comments and things on that video, and especially the shares on sort of Instagram and things, so thank you for that. So let's unbox this. So I make a big thing about it saying made in UK stamp there, made in UK. So it's tightly packed, I have to say. Oh, look at this. Easy to build, easy to paint. They're already painted, look. So you get your range ruler thing, you get some 6 white dice, you get your bases, which all look like they're push to fit slot bases, and then you get your pre-painted Space Marines. I've never seen these before. I mean, people with sort of Space Hulk and sets that have come out in the past will be used to them, but this is my first ever experience of sort of pre-painted Space Marines, or pre-sprayed sort of Space Marines. It looks pretty cool. These are the Intercessors, so it's just a set of Intercessors. I think they're about £7 or £10. I'm not 100%. I think they're about £10 for 3. There was a bit of speculation on the internet that the set would include 5, but I saw all the way through that, and yeah, I'm glad I stuck by me saying that there was only 3 in there, which there are. If there were 5 in here, then crikey, that would be insane value. But there you go. And then the other set, these are the Reavers, so you can't move their legs at all, you can't move their chests. This is supposed to be easy to build, but it looks like a similar number of parts as your normal sort of box set. The other box set, the main game set, had you sort of glue in a power pack onto the back, and usually they'd come in halves. So maybe it takes one step out, because you have to still sort of slot in the heads, the very sort of Immortan Joe style heads, as you can see, with like a skull mask over there. But there we go. So that's those, and then the Nurgle. Oh, very odd looking green. These are the Death Guard Marines. Well, I think that's a Blight Launcher, I think. A Power Fist. Looks like a plasma gun on the power pack. Yeah, look really decent. And then the Poxwalkers, they've managed to squeeze 6 Poxwalkers in the same sprue. That's pretty awesome. 6 models on one sort of little sprue like this. Again, they look quite straightforward. I mean, that guy is a complete model. Don't know if they've ever done that before, other than Gretchen. That is a complete model that you could just take off and put into a base. You're still going to need clippers to take this off the sprue. It's up to you if you glue them. Obviously I am. But then you can just slot them in the bases, which is great. And what I'm going to do is do that with a couple of them. Make a separate video of that. Oh, this is a bit sort of bent, but there we go. So that's just your transfer sheet. It's an Ultramarines one. It's an Intercessor transfer sheet. Looks like it's Ultramarines as well. Here is your gaming mat. And here are, looks like your rules and instruction guide, if you even need an instruction guide for this. So yeah, this is a great value set. It really is. You know, £25 or so for 15 models, and all of this, and the dice, and the range ruler, and the mat. We'll have a look at the mat now. Is it card? It's not card. It's not sort of paper. It's sort of like card. It's quite durable. Wow, that's quite a big old mat actually. It's not 4x4. It doesn't actually say what size mat it is. Is it 2 foot by 2 foot? Maybe 2x2. Yeah, I'd probably say it's 2x2. But it's quite highly detailed. The only sort of downside, unfortunately, are these whopping great big D circles, which there is absolutely no point in putting them on here. It would have been so cool if they just missed them out. That really detracts from it. They should have not done that. In my opinion, they should have not put those on. I think if they just had it like this, that would have been great. And you could quite easily just fold this up and play a very small sort of skirmish game. I will say it's double-sided, and at least the other side, praise the Emperor, doesn't have those ghastly lettered circles. So that's pretty cool. And if you've got 2 of these sets, there's no reason why you couldn't join them up, or even have one this side, one mirror image. So you've got two roads, put some scenery and things. Yeah, that's pretty decent that they haven't done for that, but it's just a shame that they've done it for that. It really is. Why do it for one and not the other? This cardboard sort of in tray, which is cool that they've used this as scenery. Oh, I thought that was actually open. It gave the impression that was open. But apparently you're supposed to use this on the mat here, which completely gets rid of this lovely detail and things. And the skulls. I thought Games Workshop would be against that, but that just sort of slots on there, which I don't know whether that sort of... Well, one, it doesn't cover all of this base relief, which is annoying for someone like me. And secondly, I don't think it really fits into that, you know, street level sort of scenery. If anything, I'd say it sort of fits more into this, which I suppose you could do it that way. But anyway, that's just my take on the mat and the little scenery. But I think it's a cool addition, definitely. It's just a shame about these ghastly sort of lettered circles that are permanent on the mat. I wish they hadn't done that. Oh well. Let's continue. So what else do you get? Right. So First Strike Assembly Guide. Intercessors, Reavers, Plague Marines and Potswalkers. So yeah, look, I mean, these are easy to build, but they still consist of 7 parts, including the base. 7 parts each model. Easy to build, in my opinion, is just 1 model, or maybe 2 parts, or 3 with the base. That's easy. No more than 3 parts is easy to build. When you've got 7 parts for a Space Marine, that isn't easy to build, I'm afraid. Easy to paint, maybe, because they come, you know, pre-sprayed, maybe, or that is the colour of plastic that they've used. It must be the colour of plastic that they've used. But still, yeah, I wouldn't call 7 pieces easy to build. But they're possibly referring to the fact that you might not need glue. You can just push fit everything rather than the number of pieces. Then there's the Reavers and the Death Guard, Plague Champion and the Potswalkers. So at least the Potswalkers are quite straightforward. Okay, so read this first. And this is 55 pages, but you've got to read it first. I like the format though. It's quite nice quality. Okay, stop. Before you go any further, why not try assembling the miniature? Okay. And it tells you about the universe, the galaxy, the Death Guard, Galaxy of War. So it really is an introduction, the whole thing, with adverts for the paint sets that you can get. And how to paint them. So it says, first of all, you need to undercoat the Death Guard. So you're going to have to undercoat them anyway. So it gives you the rules, the movement. So the letters actually correspond to the mission being played, it looks like. And you've got a few different missions. So there you go. So yeah, that's quite a handy little book, I suppose. But again, who are they aiming it for? Like, this comes up a lot, and I've said it in other videos. Who are they aiming this for? Because when I was a kid, the big rule book, I don't know, maybe it was my level of reading, I really don't know, but as a kid, I was capable of reading a big, you know, 200-page rule book and trying to learn the rules and things. Our Games Workshop saying that kids these days aren't capable of any of that. Maybe they're aiming it at sort of 7 or 8 year olds, but then on the box right there it says 12 plus. I would assume a 12-year-old child could read the big rule book and glue his or her models and make them and paint them. Anyway, core rules. So this just looks like the it looks a little bit like that sheet that you get in the big box game, but just in a book form. I like this. This is cool. That's nice that they've done that, and it's just the rules. Oh, and then you get some sort of data sheets. Wow. So welcome to your data sheets. Again, I think that's too small. There's a lot of space there that they're missing. Those numbers should be bigger and more central. Oh, that's cool though. Look at this artwork. Hey, I'm just gonna... Wow, that's really cool. I might just sort of photocopy these or take pictures of them and then just have those as artwork. They look really cool. Wow. That's worth the entry fee alone, guys, I think. What a hidden gem. I'm, yeah, really impressed with that. The previous sort of data sheets and things you got with Start Collecting sets, I think they had the formation, but then they had like an advert for the models, or for more models. This is a much better direction. I'm well impressed with this. If you start making your models like the new tank or the dreadnought with some painted or computer generated artwork like this, with some painted artwork like this, rather than adverts and things, and you've got the actual data sheet of the dreadnought or the tank in there, I'm a big fan. If you do decide to do that, yeah, that is a hidden gem. So I think a lot of people, if they haven't already scoured the internet, would like to know the Reaver Squad stats and things. They're pretty much the same as as normal Intercessor Marines, same save and everything, but they've got this Terror Troops. Enemy units must subtract 1 from the leadership characteristic if they're within 3 inches of any Reavers. 3 inches, not a huge amount. But it then goes on to say they're not used when using the 4 introductory missions in First Strike. They've can only be used when you've read the core rules. So it's sort of, they're already handicapping you as well. You know, you can't use them in this. You know, they're sort of taking some rules and things away from you. Again, look, and they show no fear. And mindless, look, Poxwalkers never have to take morale tests. That's quite a key thing. But what they've got is these shock grenades, which are grenade D3. The infantry unit is stunned until the end of the turn. So I'm assuming that they're masks, a sort of sound or whatever, and you know, terrorise the troops. It's essentially what you get when you cross a Primaris Intercessor, a Scout, a Dark Reaper, and a Banshee, or pretty much just a Banshee mask and a Space Marine. This is what you get in Morton Joe. So there you go. That is my unboxing and first look at the Warhammer 40,000 First Strike. There is another set that's out today, No Fear, in a similar vein to this, but it just has exactly the same models as in the main game set. They're not easy to build models. They are just, you know, they're just the previous sort of sprues that they released in that set. But again, I think that set is £50, and that's a good way of getting some extra models if you don't mind models looking exactly the same. But I thought I'd just get this set because it has all new models pretty much, and a new sort of direction that they're going in to include everything in this really small little box. I'm really impressed actually for the price. £25, you know, does that even get you a squad of 10 Space Marines anymore? But you get all of this. I'm impressed with all this. I really am. The only downside I can see is just the A and the B. But you know, I'll go away, I'll build the models, and I'll come back with a review for you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. The Emperor Protects.